Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. A special thank you to our friends here at the Hilton Garden Inn Park Place for allowing us to tape our show here today. Whether you're away from home, on business, or pleasure, enjoy the Hilton's great guest rooms and suites, pool and fitness areas, and all hours in the park, restaurant, and bar. My next guest is the Chairman, President, and CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Jorge Franco. How are you?
Doing great, Andrea. Thanks for having me
It's
here.
my pleasure to have you here. And the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has some exciting things happening in 2014. But first, tell us more about the organization and what it is you do.
Absolutely. The organization is a 40-year-old organization, dates back 40 years, helping Hispanic micro-enterprise and small businesses develop, grow, startups. It's a very exciting time for the Hispanic Chamber because of the high growth we're experiencing and continue to experience in the market today.
Yeah, so you were incorporated in 1972. You just mentioned over 40 years you've been operating, and your goal is actually to create, expand, and diversify small and Hispanic-owned businesses in Wisconsin with a strong focus in the Milwaukee area. How do you go about accomplishing those particular goals?
Well, it's a very heavy lift these days because there's so much demand for assistance in the Hispanic microenterprise and small business sector, and we've got so much demand that entrepreneurs every day walking through the door looking for assistance to connect their businesses with opportunities, growth, human capital, product and service development, marketing, so many different things, and it's a great place to be for me, and I'm honored and privileged to be able to be of service to the Hispanic community.
Yeah, and so how in fact does one become a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? Because a lot of times we hear about chambers of commerce, but a lot of times people don't actually understand how it serves them.
That's a great point. Well, it happens to be in our case, it's more of an attraction model than it is a promotion model. And what that means is people find us, and one of the reasons is because we speak Spanish language and can communicate in Spanish and in English, and many of our folks who are entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurial spirit runs deep in the Hispanic community, and many are English language learners, so that in itself gives us a very unique competitive footprint, if you will, in terms of helping those small businesses coming through. So they find us, but we also get out with events, we attend events, we do many different things that help us connect. But to answer your question, the most effective way to become a member is to actually come through the door. Because then we can sit down with you and talk about what your needs are, how we can align best to meet your needs, and that in effect is what defines our mission. Those folks who come in and speak with us, English or Spanish, and tell us what they need.
And you're providing resources on different levels, whether it's educational or technical, and that's pretty much what it's all about. So what are some of the things that small businesses, in your opinion, need the most help with?
Gosh, one of the most important items that I find most commonly needed among the micro-enterprise community, and so much of our businesses, the majority are micro-enterprise businesses, although we do serve larger businesses and have some very successful Hispanic-owned businesses that have been around, some for as much as 100 years. But the need is often in understanding cash flow. You know, growing my business doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be successful. It's whether or not I have cash flow, and helping entrepreneurs, our Latina and Latino entrepreneurs, understand those things and understand the challenges of getting to positive cash flow is something that we find is very common among the business owners.
All right, and you yourself have been a longtime business owner, so you know firsthand what it takes in order to be successful. So for those people who are at home watching and they may have an interest in becoming an entrepreneur, what in your opinion, what does it take to be that successful business owner?
It's a great question. I think it's passion. Really loving what you do and loving what you want to do, and then go after it. It takes tenacity. It takes, you know, we entrepreneurs can be like pit bulls. Once we have lock on, we just
Not letting
don't
go.
let go and keep going forward, plowing through, and oftentimes through great adversity. So and being prepared for change, to navigate and hit and shed, as I call it, and whatever may come, and still stay with it. Get out and network other resources. The group as a whole in a network is greater than the sum of its parts. and that can be a tremendous resource, and that's one of the things the Hispanic Chamber does so well in helping people connect with others who can bring resource to them.
And it's interesting when you said being able to adapt to change, because I mean in the last 5 years we've seen so many changes, especially when it comes to the economy, and a lot of small businesses took big hits, but now we're also seeing healthcare changes, and those people who are small business owners are affected.
Absolutely. Tremendous growth in the healthcare space, by the way. It's a growth industry, but certainly being able to adapt and flexibility, being nimble. The best of businesses have a business plan, but the even better businesses adjust and change those plans as they need to from time to time.
And you need to be able to understand how to adjust and make those changes, and that's where you guys come in, providing that information and that advice that sometimes people need.
Very, very important, and we're eager to do that. We're there to serve. So.
All right. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce also promotes a network for political issues, community affairs, and opportunities for the Hispanic population and community at large to actually get together and deal with those things. So talk a little bit about the importance of that.
Absolutely. What we focus on is public policy. In terms of political campaigns and elections, we stay out of those as a Hispanic Chamber. The Chamber's a friend to everyone, regardless of party, who you are, race, color, creed. We're a friend to everyone. But in regards to public policy, we activate deeply. And frankly, we love quiet diplomacy as much as we like getting out in front of issues when we need to. But it's so important because it has such an impact on the climate, the business climate that our entrepreneurs will live in and have to flourish in. And so we are deeply involved at the federal level, at the state level, at the local and county level, municipal, across all realms. We in the regulatory space as much as we are in the legislative space. And it's a great place for us to be because we have a great voice and a great presence and a tremendous brand image thanks to the very hard work of our previous CEO, Maria Monreal Cameron, who did just a phenomenal job in getting things out and getting the chamber out there and frankly with very limited resource. So.
Yeah, she's a staple in the community because she was able to work and network with so many people in bringing the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce into the realm outside of just the Hispanic population. And I'll take a moment to say that you're doing a great job in picking up those reins and continuing that.
Thank you very much. As I said, I'm honored and privileged to be of service to the entrepreneurs who have so much heart and soul that they put into their businesses. It's a great place.
Yes, and census data, I found it very interesting. It shows us that the Hispanic population in Milwaukee County specifically continues to grow rapidly, and I'm wondering if that has a positive impact on Hispanic businesses as
Absolutely. Well. There's two primary things that come from that high growth. There's certainly consumers, customers, and we all need to sell our products, goods, and services to those customers. And the second thing is human capital. It's a great work ethic in the Hispanic community, and nowhere do we find that more than in the HCCW's Advanced Manufacturing Partnership, where the state's manufacturers are now reaching out to the Hispanic Chamber in order to help meet their skilled worker needs. And the Hispanic community is known for its very, very strong work ethic, outstanding work ethic, and so, but it's those two things, it's customers and workers that the high growth Hispanic community can be so helpful with. And again, it's an exciting time to be Hispanic because of that growth.
Yes, and Hispanics actually make up 6% of the total Wisconsin population. And of these, 69% are native born and 31% are born abroad. In your opinion, I'd like to know some of the main concerns or issues that are affecting the Hispanic population.
Absolutely, and congratulations, Andrea. You make a great point, because not everybody realizes that the majority of the Hispanic Americans who live in our community are American born. But among the issues that are challenging the Hispanic community, certainly immigration. We find that the Hispanic workforce is so important, especially now when so many manufacturers and other other places of employment have such a high percentage of workers who will retire in the next few years.
Wow.
And as a result, there's a void that's growing. In the next couple of years, based on the Manpower Group study, there will be over 7,000 job vacancies alone for skilled workers in the metal manufacturing industry. And so but we've got to address this issue of immigration and navigate that in a manner that's smart, intelligent, good for everyone, Hispanic and non-Hispanic alike, and in a manner that really helps our economy.
Yes, and I would think that it would be a concern for individuals who are coming to America who maybe don't fully have the English language down. It becomes a concern to be able to gain employment where they can communicate with everyone that's around. So when we talk about having Hispanic businesses that do well, then they can be in an environment where they have time to adapt to the new language. Because I always say, I'm always amazed at individuals who can have their native language and then come here and communicate and actually function, because I don't think I'd be able to do that.
It's amazing because how quickly we learn and adapt to our environment as Hispanics. We have a program run by our Director of Latino Empowerment, young dynamic woman. She's terrific with this program. Her name is Erica Steele, but in that program, it's a standing room only program that's waitlisted today, and folks come in who are Hispanic and learn English language and adapt and learn how to adapt most effectively. And there's so much demand for that program, but it's for exactly the reasons you just touched on. That's because they want to advance in the workplace, or they want to advance and start that small business, or do whatever it is they want to do that advances their economic mobility on behalf of their families. And just so much, again, so much heart and soul. But that program shows us it's our window in to the soul of the Hispanic community, and shows us just how much desire there is to progress and grow and advance on behalf of their families.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And you have your annual gala coming up on January 18th, and tell us what that gala is all about.
Andrea, it's a wonderful event. Happens once a year. It is the premier Hispanic experience of the year in Wisconsin, and it is just a we Latinas and Latinos, we throw a great party. But it also celebrates the successes of Hispanic small business owners, and the successes of our education fund, the scholarship program, which to date has given out more than $600,000 in scholarships to Hispanic students, the future leaders of tomorrow. So that gala is January 18th. It's a Saturday evening. This year we have linked to the gala the HCCW Advanced Manufacturing Public Policy Forum, where we'll speak to the issues affecting not only the Hispanic community, but the economy in Wisconsin as a whole. And again, January 18th is a great time. We hope to have you there with us.
Oh, I'd love to be there. And you are. I started off the show talking about volunteerism and how important it is in changing people's lives. And quickly, you are looking for nominations for Volunteer of the Year. And we're kind of teamed up in this quest for Volunteers of the Year. So give out the information on where people can nominate people who are doing outstanding.
It's a great award, fun, exciting time. We announce it at the gala and on January 18th, and it's called the Mi Comunidad Award, My Community Award, and it's given to someone who really excels in the Hispanic community in an outstanding way. And folks can help by nominating people to receive that award at
CW18Milwaukee.com.
I'm glad you know
I got you back.
And I think it's also, thank you for that, and it's also www.my24milwaukee.com. So either of those two websites, the nominations can be entered there, and we're excited about seeing who emerges as this year's Mi Comunidad Award winner.
I love that. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Andrea.
Great
Pleasure
information.
To be here.
Jorge Franco is the chairman, president, and CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. If you want more information on any of the things that we've discussed today, log on to their website at hccw.org. Another special thank you to our friends here at the Hilton Garden Inn Park Place for allowing us to tape today's show here today. Whether you're away from home on business or pleasure, enjoy the Hilton's great great guest rooms and suites, pool and fitness areas, and of course, all hours in the Park Restaurant and Bar. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take a look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day and Happy New Year.